So, welcome to our Study Abroad podcast series. So, today we have Subhasish from University of Birmingham. He's originally from Kolkata, so we'll be knowing about his journey from Kolkata to Birmingham. So, welcome, Subhasish.
Thank you, Vishal. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks for considering me. It's my first time, as you know, but delighted to be here.
Sure, sure. So, Subhasish, when was the very first time during your school or college that you thought that maybe there is a option abroad and you should try something abroad later?
Right. So, I completed my undergrads in 2019. Basically, I'm an engineer. So I completed from RCC Institute of Information Technology, that is in Calcutta. That's affiliated to Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad University of Technology that we have, previously known as WPT. So, and after that, I was actually working. I was in a very stable job in British telecommunications. I cracked multiple promotions with due course of time and worked with multiple managers. And I was like in a very good state. I was working in Bangalore in a tech role, which I like and everything. But my mom's retirement is coming in around 2028, and she's also masters. She has been a working lady since the beginning, and most of my brothers and sisters, cousins, they have completed their masters, and I was yet to follow that path. So I was not like focused which domain I wanted to pursue my masters. So I like took my sweet time of 4 or 5 years getting into the industry, knowing around the places, how industry works, any particular industry, how any sort of roles work, so that I can get a better perspective, like how in which domain I want to pursue my further higher education. So that's why I took a lot of time. I'm 26 now. I'll be completing 27 this December. But yes, so it was just like a leap of faith, a great risk. I started my application process last year while I was actually working full time in BTCO. And the application process was long. As you know, so I applied for like 4 to 5 colleges. I didn't want to like previously I had thought like that I want to move to Germany or some other country, but there was language barriers. So I had to like if I needed to be there, I had to put in some extra efforts and extra time to learn the language more better. But English is very convenient for me, so I just wanted to move to either UK or Ireland. So my first preference was TCDIE, that is Trinity College Dublin. But my mom wanted me to move to UK. So I actually applied for University of Birmingham, University of Sheffield, University of Manchester, and University of Leeds. And I like 4 or 5 universities I applied, and I like got conditional offer from all of them. But some were like ruled out delayed. So by then I actually paid the deposit for University of Birmingham. So I opted for this one, and this one has also graduate employability factors there. So it's a well-renowned Russell Group University college. So that's why I opted for this one.
So you applied to these five, six colleges all were in UK only, or any other country you applied to, or not applied, you just thought about it?
I applied, other than UK, I applied for Ireland only, Trinity College Dublin, as I said. Yeah. So that was my first preference, but they ruled out the condition for a bit late. So that's why.
Okay,
And
okay.
my mom wanted me to, because UK is a big
So
country, and
your
Ireland,
parents
there's no
recommended Birmingham,
yes.
let's
There's
say.
no company in Birmingham, and it's the second biggest city in UK after London. So more opportunities would be here.
Sure, sure, sure. So second biggest city, more opportunities, and let's say your parents also recommended all this made you choose Birmingham over other colleges, and then you also paid like security deposit, etc. So obviously there was no choice of changing
No
the college,
time.
otherwise you will lose money. Sure.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you had to write like a GRE, TOEFL, IELTS, etc. for this application process.
So generally, you'll have to write IELTS or TOEFL for this, and you'll have to like crack certain scores. So for TOEFL, it would be overall 90 plus is a good score, or for IELTS above 7 or 7.5 is really good score. But it actually depends on what is the background of yours. So it actually depends on individual students' capabilities. Like for example, if someone is going for masters just after the graduation, it's really good to have a great IELTS or TOEFL score. but my screen is frozen. Can you hear me
Yeah, yeah,
properly?
yeah. It's okay. Yeah. Please continue.
So, so, if, as I was saying, so if someone has just recently completed their graduation and they're trying to get into a good university for MS, they would like need to really have a good score, IELTS score or TOEFL score, because they don't have any sort of industry experience. But since my English scores were really great on 10 and 12, and I was working in the industry for I completed my 5 years actually. Like when I started, it was 19th August 2019, and my last working day in BT Group was 21st August 2024. It was complete 5 years. So they had a notion that this guy already knows English, corporate English, how communication goes and stuff. So they didn't really pay heed much to my IELTS or TOEFL score, I'd say, but it was already there. So I already, because I already am good at English, I think. So it was really easy for me to score that marks.
Sure, sure. And you had to
Generally,
also get recommendation letters.
yes, definitely. I had a research paper publication from my undergrad days. So I actually, what final year projects I did, I published in a journal along with my professors and my teammates, and I presented that paper in ICCDN, that is International Conference of Communication Devices and Networking. So that was in Sikkim Manipal University back in the year 2020. It was published. So that also helped me to get recommendations from my undergrad professors. So it's really good to have two or three recommendations from your undergrad professors who would be happy to provide it for you if you like really pursue, if they really think that you can do it. So yeah, I took my project mentor's recommendation, my department head's recommendation, and my immediate line manager's recommendation. Yeah.
Sure, sure. And there is a statement of purpose also you have to put. So you did put like your
Yes.
research experience. Did you also go abroad before, like go to UK or first time
No.
in UK?
No. It's my first time. I haven't made any like international trips also before. So it's all work. Uh, So
And
it's
did
all
you
all
travel
work.
solo?
Yes, I traveled solo. It was a very hectic journey. It was approximately the whole day, including time zone differences. So about 15 to 19 hours of constant flying.
Which
It was a
airline
really
did you choose? Which flight?
I chose Air India. It was a direct flight, so from Calcutta to Delhi and then Delhi to Birmingham.
Okay, okay. Delhi to Birmingham. So in Delhi you had some layover, right?
Yes, about 2 or 3 hours, just
Okay.
2 or 3 hours.
And your visa process was simple, or there was any problems or hiccups or
It
stress?
was no, there was no hiccups at all. So basically, since I started the application process long ago, so I'll just give you the timeline for better understanding. I started my application back in 2023, October. Okay. And at that time, I started applying to the colleges, and the conditional offer letters started rolling out starting November end. So for University of Birmingham, I got it around December first week, and then I had to make sure if I'm getting any scholarships, I had to apply for scholarships, and I had to apply for fundings as well because I was determined to move abroad. So even if I don't get scholarship, I'll have to find the funding of the accommodation fees and stuff. So I was arranging that, and then eventually the unconditional offer letter got rolled out in February this year, and then the CAS, the confirmation of acceptance of studies, came around April onwards, and then I actually applied for visa. So it was normal. You just have to pay IHS fees for 1 year, 4 months, whatever is there for government of UK, and you'll have to pay the standard. I paid. I was there I was very time constrained in terms of application process, so I didn't have to pay any sort of extra money. So it was a standard route, normal around the normal standard route visa money I had to pay. It was about 55 in Indian rupees, I think, at that time, and it came around 2 weeks. It got delivered back in my home.
So you had to
Came
show
within 2 weeks.
the
Maximum
finances,
7.
the finances that you had to show
Yes, I
for
had.
your visa. That was like how much was the amount that you had to show for your case?
So it depends actually. So if you are like, I was very like I was working full time, so I didn't actually research on the Fulbright scholarships and stuff. But I would say it's really good to apply for scholarships if you know beforehand. The scholarships which are not given by the university specifically, but for UK. Like for example, there is one Rhodes scholarship that gets rolled out in October. So if you can like crack any of these scholarships, it will give the student a hefty amount of tuition fees can be recovered from that. But yeah, for me, I didn't obviously. It was stupid of me. I can clearly say that I didn't go for it. I just followed the process. I secured my funding from one of the compliant education loan providers. So, and then I went for it. I didn't show any collateral or any savings of what I have, or I didn't put any sort of things in mortgages. It is a complete unsecured loan. It's a high interest loan. So it will all depend on how I make good use of the opportunity and what I get from here. So
So
ROI would depend on that.
correct, correct. So during a visa application, did you had to show the amount in your bank account or just the loan letter was enough?
The loan sanction letter was enough.
Okay, okay, sure, sure, sure. And regarding your accommodation, how did you find your accommodation and how you booked it?
So, as I said, my friends are here, so they have just recently completed their masters. So they were actually looking for an independent house, and I wanted to move in with them. So I booked accommodation on my own. I didn't choose any student living or anything. So I'm staying at Bournemouth. It's in Selyoke, and it's an independent house. So you basically pay monthly rent, and electricity is excluded. And it's a furnished independent house, so everything is here, like washing machine, big kitchen, multiple bedrooms, multiple bathrooms. It's all good.
Sure, sure.
And
So your friends helped.
good. Sorry, sorry, please.
Your
Continue.
friends helped you to get this accommodation, like
Yes,
hostel, etc.
correct. So basically, they were looking to change apartments in September. So they booked, and I paid the money from India for my part, booked it, and I just moved in and around 11 September. And the good thing is it's very near to the university, so I'm like in a walking distance. So just 5 minutes of walking and I'll be in the university. So it's good for
Okay,
me because my part-time work is also there.
sure, sure. So, so your visa done, accommodation done, then you took the flight, like Kolkata to Delhi to Birmingham. Once you landed here, what were the first few surprises that you encountered? What were the shocks?
So I'm sort of a guy who plans really well. So as you know, I actually like started planning this very early. So I was quite aware of what I could expect. For example, when you go out of the airport, there is a really chilled breeze that you'll receive. So it's a whole like weather change for us Calcuttans. So I am used to like having temperatures around 40, 45 and air conditioning back home. But here it's complete. It's about 11 or 12 or 8 or 9 in the summer outside, or maybe 15 or 25, depends on the weather. So it's now just around 11 or 12 outside, and in the house there is heater. So it's complete opposite, exact opposite what we face in Calcutta. But
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
that was talking the chill, the breeze and everything. Other than that, I knew what I'm gonna face, so I had some cashes around. So I just went out of the airport. I took a black taxi and I had my addresses. So I just moved to the address. It was pretty simple.
Correct, correct, correct. Sure, sure. And then you are now doing the cooking, cleaning, etc. by yourself.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. That's a main part of being an international student. So it's very hectic. It's a very hectic time. For example, when I was in Calcutta, I was doing a full-time job, stable job. I was with my mom, so I didn't have to worry about cooking and cleaning and stuff. And but here we have to like manage everything on our own. So for example, I wake up here every day around 8 or 9. So it's a bit. It's not a hectic day for me today, so that's why I woke up late, but that's also around 9. But in when I like visit university, I generally wake up around 7:30 or 8. I get up, I get ready, and I like sort of have any sort of breakfast if I want back home, or if I'm in a hurry, there is a good student discounted breakfast, 5 items English breakfast that they provide in the university. It takes about £4. That's really cheap in terms of India because we pay like a lot in Louis, for example, for English breakfast. So that helps. So it really depends on what the schedules are, when the classes will be, how the day is going.
Sure, sure. And you found some part-time job you mentioned. How did you find this part-time job and what are the ways people can find part-time jobs?
So basically, when I was working in India full time, I was actually like I knew when my last working day would be. So I actually was looking through what sort of part-time jobs I can get from the university. So I was actually hovering around the work link of University of Birmingham, and there are multiple actually work opportunities where they these get advertised the part-time things. For example, student project office or mathematics and programming support sort of job. So they roll out a detailed advertisement along with pay packages per hour, what is expected of the role, what you are supposed to like acquire the skills, what skills should you have, and those things. So I actually followed that process. I was really proactive on that front. So already was working in a full-time job. I was like really sure when my last working days. So I like kind of went ahead with the applications, and I had to actually explain every time I was in the interview process that you were not in UK yet. You were still working full-time, but why are you trying to apply for the part-time? And I really had to explain every time that though I have savings, but if you are in UK is very expensive. You need to earn money in pounds, otherwise you can't survive. For example, if I am having, if I like really budget things around and like just include groceries and stuff, it might take around 100 or 150 or £200 per month, for example, just without rent and stuff. So even if you have like 500 or £600 as a saving sort of thing, it will still be less. So it's good to start earning money whenever you get. And if not university, there are loads of shops around, like for example, Sainsbury, Tesco, Aldi, and then these jobs get advertised in Indeed. So basically in UK, as we use frequently Naukri in India, you have to so Naukri is very frequently we use in India, and we like get loads of opportunities. Like I still receive work opportunities through Naukri, but in UK it Indeed works, Indeed, and there are multiple like Monster jobs, and LinkedIn is there, and university work links are there. Other than that, it's in UK mostly the networking works really well. So for example, if you have met someone and you disclose them that you are open to work, and they would really try to help you to get into something. Maybe you'll get less hours initially, maybe not exactly 20 hours per week, but once you start like 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, it will start popping up. It'll be more rostered in rotas and stuff, so you'll get more hours eventually. That's how it goes.
Sure, sure. And in your case, you have already joined your part-time job now.
Yes, I have completed my training. I have shifts tomorrow as well. Today is a bit free, but yeah, I'll be going to university tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. So my welcome week is starting this Saturday. So yeah, all
And
set.
how many hours per week you are doing this right now?
I'm legally allowed to do 20 hours per week, but university has a policy of not letting students work more than 15 hours. So for now, maximum is 15 hours for me. But this I won't be doing this in the term break. Obviously, this job won't be there in term break. So I'll be looking, and in term break we can work for like 40 hours or so in any other company and stuff. So we can work for 40 hours in term break. So I'll be looking for work in term break. That's in December around, probably.
So you have already started applying for the term break jobs internship also?
Uh, Not yet. So my friends are in some of the companies. So one friend is in fashion company. So if there is any like sort of sales associate sort of job that can be there. So I would apply for those jobs basically initially. But I'm currently focusing on full-time job because I have got a part-time and I have got few savings. I'll really need to focus on studies and assignments and stuff. And the main focus is full-time opportunity complete my master's. So I have started applying for like graduate scheme jobs right now. So in UK, graduate scheme jobs and summer internships, these get rolled out in June, September or so. So for example, Bank of America or Big Four, these sort of companies, they roll out graduate scheme jobs, full-time graduate scheme jobs. That's the entry level role, but it's full-time opportunity with all the parts of a full-time employee and everything. So it's a really good opportunity to grab them. So these get rolled out now. So for example, the roles that I'm applying currently, those will be actually for like joining dates would be in September 2025 or June or July 2025. So it's a long process. It's a long application process. You have to like, for example, I completed one application. It took me about 40 or 45 minutes to diligently fill that application, and still it's not done because once you fill up the application you'll have to go to the next stage, that is the video interview. So there will be some sort of topics given. You'll have to shoot a video of yourself within the given time, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 minutes. It's called a higher view interview stage, higher view interview rounds. So after that the application gets like processed, and if you are selected, there will be multiple rounds like assessment centers, case study interviews and stuff, depending on the jobs you're applying. So I'm mainly focusing on consulting jobs and tech consulting jobs because I have a background in tech. So it will really depend on how things go. And mainly before starting to apply in UK, what happens is you can't just put your same standard CV for every job you're applying to. So you have to have a like sort of platform where you are paying and where you can tailor your CVs as per the roles requirement frequently. So, for example, if I'm applying for product manager, I'll have to tailor my CV in that front. And if I'm working like applying to procurement manager, sort of a business analyst role, then I'll have to again like tailor my CVs in that front. So it's easy to like have a paid subscription, maybe 14 or 20 days for a particular platform, and you can just play around the words and set up new formats and try to make your it's really good to make your resume like ATS friendly. So currently, like my ATS friendly resume was the score was 84, but it's not that great, but it will help me to like past the AI checker stages that where the AI checks the CVs and rejects. So it's really good to have 80 plus score on ATS, but the more the better, obviously. So you need to always work on CVs before like application or anything. So mostly what happens is in these graduate applications, most of the CVs get rejected during the application process. So if you actually like get an interview, then it's a positive sign that you are doing something correctly.
Yeah, sure, sure. So coming to the last question now, what tips would you give to the younger yourself or the juniors who are thinking about Birmingham or UK in general for higher studies?
Um, So for younger self, I would say just don't panic. Uh, take your time. Take your time to whatever, like take your time to do whatever you want. So uh, when if I look back at myself, the Subhasish Roy of 21 or 2020, I never had any intention of moving abroad. But then as I like started working in the industry more and I saw my people, my friends moving to Germany and UK, and hearing from them about the work culture that we have here in UK or in Germany, or the strict labor laws that we have. in here in these countries. So that actually motivated me to try my luck over here. I'd say that because it's a risk until you turn it into some sort of return of investment. It's a risk, obviously, but it's completely on me to take that risk, and I took that risk. That's all.
Sure,
There
sure,
was no pressure from my home or sort of stuff. So my mom basically told me that I'm here. I'll be working till 28. You have your time now. You can do it now, or you can regret later.
yeah, sure.
So
And you are quite active on LinkedIn. I see it's like around 4,000 followers and all. You have been
yeah,
using LinkedIn for finding these part-time jobs or other things like you are quite, I mean,
yeah.
what recommendation will you give on LinkedIn side to the juniors?
So for in LinkedIn, like I'm really not. I'd say that I'm used to be a in LinkedIn influencer sort of thing, but I really like to mix up with people and professionals. So while working in BT, I have like not shied away to connect with people, anyone like CEO, CTOs, anyone, any researcher. So I have not shied away from connecting with them or talking with them. So it was just me really trying to know how industry works and how to mix up with people. So that's how I got so many followers. It's like nothing sort of influencing thing. And I don't consider myself as an influencer. I consider myself as a learner, to be honest. Now I'm a full-time student, a working professional, sort of. And it's all professional connections. I have met like my colleagues with whom I used to work from BT India in UK. So my team was in UK. So I have met them in person. I like them. They stay in some stay in Milton Keynes, some stay in Bristol. So yeah, it's just settling down, getting on with the new country and stuff.
Sure, sure. Thank you. Thank you very much, Subhashish, for your time and sharing your tips and insights to our audience. So have a good day.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you too. Thank you so much for inviting me. Really, really nice to be here. Thanks. Yeah.
Bye.
Hope to speak to you. Yeah, bye.